Bills fans, I'm not even going to attempt to lie to you. I'm not going to tell you a white lie. I'm not going to tell you a partial lie. The truth is, this was likely the worst season y'all will have in the last 5 years.
Get out the Bills! It's not house ball! It's not house ball!
Yeah, we the Buffalo Bills. Yeah, we the Buffalo Bills. You better know that. Look how we throwing and catching, cause we are unstoppable, yeah. You better know that. Look how we running and hitting, cause we are unstoppable, yeah. Reppin' the mafia, yeah. Reppin' the mafia, Bills, mafia, yeah. You better know that. Look how we throwing and catching, cause we are unstoppable, yeah. You better know that. Look how we running and hitting, cause we are unstoppable, yeah. Want me now, listen. Everyone play their position. Buffalo got a tradition. They say we tripping. They better get out our way. Top of the table, we flipping. We on a mission. Got an unstoppable team. Continue to follow your dream by any means. Buffalo, get in the Super Bowl ring. Cause we the Buffalo Bills. Yeah, we the Buffalo Bills. You better know that. Look how we throwing and catching, cause we are unstoppable, yeah. You better know that. Look how we running and hitting, cause we are unstoppable, yeah. Reppin' the mafia, yeah. Reppin' the mafia, Bills, mafia, yeah. You better know that. Look how we throwing and catching, cause we are unstoppable, yeah. You better know that. Look how we running and hitting, cause we are unstoppable, yeah. Mafia up in your city, time to get gritty. Screaming and yelling, we bugging. Look at the red and blue.
This is an MVP year for Josh Allen. As an MVP voter, I said this last week. Josh Allen, he looks like an MVP. When you vote for MVP, and I can speak for myself, I think I'm one of 50 voters, you look at a couple things. Who's the best team in football? Who's the best player on that team in football? What do they look like as the best player on that team in football? And how much talent is around that best player on that best team in football?
Cause we the Buffalo Bills. Yeah, we the Buffalo.
What's going on, everybody? Real quick, I don't know if this is working or not. As far as I know, the camera's good. Let me know if you can hear me okay. We'll be checking the comments. So if you in here, you can hear me. Let me know something. Very easy to come on here after a W. It's way more difficult to do it after a loss. So fortunately for us, we won. Okay, all right, cool. Everybody good. Okay, good. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Coast to Coast. I am Whittle 2K, one half of the Coast to Coast podcast. My partner Beyond 716 should be here shortly. He's out there in California, probably dealing with the traffic and all that other stuff. So, man. So the Buffalo Bills defeat the Kansas City Chiefs on a score of 28-21. Overall, I think Bills Mafia should be happy with the win. I know there are a lot of us that are not happy with the way that we're winning right now, but at this point, the Buffalo Bills are sitting in 5th in the conference behind the uh, Steelers, the Patriots, the Indianapolis Colts, and the Denver Broncos. We are currently sitting at 5th with a 6-2 record. Obviously, the only teams that are ahead of us right now are the ones that are in front of their division. We are currently a half game behind the Kansas City. Kansas City. We're half game behind the New England Patriots. They have the tiebreaker. They beat us a couple weeks ago in our building. But let's get right into the game. The Buffalo Bills welcome Kansas City like we do every year. It's either here or in Arrowhead. We play these guys in the regular season, and then next thing you know, we play them in the playoffs. In January. Bills come into this game 4-0 in the regular season, and actually 4-1 in the regular season, and 0-4 against Kansas City Chiefs in the playoffs. So something's been working in the regular season that's not working in the playoffs. We know what that is. Health, right? Health. The defense hasn't been working, but neither has the health. Um, regular season. I mean, we talked about all of this. There's no need to regurgitate it. We'll just get right into the game. James Cook was absolutely amazing. Um, James Cook was amazing. The Buffalo Bills were amazing. Um, I don't know, what other way or how else to describe it other than it felt like it was a physically dominating game. That's what it felt like. I don't know where you guys watched it. I know some of my guys went to the some of my guys went to the game, but yeah, man, like that was a physically dominating game. From I want to say start to finish. Time of possession, Buffalo Bills with about a 9 minute with a 9.5 minute advantage. First downs, Buffalo Bills. Got more first downs. We had more total yards. We threw the ball for more yards, ran for more yards. And of course, we had more penalties. We ran more plays than they did. We averaged more yards per play than they did. We won the turnover battle. That's been synonymous with us winning games. So, um, overall, man, it was just a really, really, really dominant performance by the Buffalo Bills. Josh Allen, 22 for 26, 273 yards, one passing touchdown, QBR of 131.57. Excellent. Ty Johnson ran the ball, 2 carries for 8 yards and a touchdown. James Cook, 27 carries, 114 yards, a little over 4 yards a carry. No rushing touchdowns, which I'm not too happy about. Like, I'm not too happy about that. They really should have gave him the football, especially when he got down to the one. And next thing you know, James Cook doesn't get the football, they give it to Josh Allen. Not a fan of that. Not a fan of that. We got to reward the guy. Definitely got to reward the guy. He's already paid, so it's not like, you know, let's just get a guy to football, let him get it to, let him run it in and get it done. Josh Allen, 6 carries, 19 yards. He was sacked, I want to say 3 or 4 times. Let me make sure. I got to get deeper into the numbers a little bit, guys. Uh, I should have had all this pulled up, but that's on me. Versus. Oh, all right. Look up. So, it's crazy too. Like, I mean, just side note, real quick. It's kind of crazy how we just go back and forth with this team like that. I don't like it at all. Yeah, Josh was sacked 3 times. Pat was sacked 3 times. Um, I don't know about y'all, but it like felt like it felt like the Bills were overpowering though. Like that's what it felt like to me. Just felt like we were overpowering. Um, but nevertheless, uh, where are we at? Yeah, Khalil Shakir, 7 receptions, 43 yards. Dalton Kincaid, 6 receptions, 101 yards. Um, Keon had 2, Ty Johnson had 2. Overall, 10 players caught passes. Dawson Knox with a big 30-yard reception. Elijah Moore with a beautiful catch in traffic for 28 yards. That was a huge play. Huge play. Um, Kincaid, 4 of his 6 receptions were for first down. That's big. And he was 6 of 6. 6 receptions, 6 targets. It don't get no better than that. Yeah. What else? What else we talking about? Xavier Worthy. Now let's get into the quarterback. Patrick Mahomes, 34 attempts, 15 completions, 250 yards, 7.4 yards per attempt, no touchdowns. When's the last time we played a game um, against the Kansas City Chiefs where Patrick Mahomes did not have a touchdown. Did not have a touchdown. When is the last time we've seen that? I don't know. That he had 0 touchdowns, 1 interception, and right, did he have a rushing? No, no rushing touchdown. Yeah, sacked 3 times for a loss of 24 yards. A completion percentage of under 50%, which is kind of crazy. Quarterback rating of 57.2. Um, Kareem Hunt, 11 carries, 49 yards. Uh, I mean, the team had 20 receptions. I mean, 20 carries for 79 yards, under 4 yards a carry. So the Bills did a really good job of defending the run, even though Kareem Hunt averaged basically 4.5 yards a carry. Um, uh, Travis Kelsey and Rasheed Rice both have 4 receptions, 80 yards for Rice, 66 for Kelsey. Marquise Brown, 2 catches, 73 yards. He had a big one right before halftime. Y'all remember that. I have to go back and look at that play. Um, I just went back and looked at our offensive snaps because I'm going to be honest, there's no point in breaking down the Kansas City offense right now. It's going to change. Whatever we see right now, we won't see the same thing the next time we play them, which will probably be in January. So, whatever they did, it was cool. It wasn't enough. We got the done. But let's get into what we did on offense. Bills ran 22, 12, and 13 personnel line. Now actually 13, I don't think we ran 13 that much, but 12, 22, 21 personnel, we were in those that's a good amount. We were in those personnel groupings a good amount during this game. When we weren't in that, we were in 11. As you know, fellow Mafia member Anthony pointed out to me it was like a week ago. The Bills come out in 11 personnel, and Joe Brady loves his 2x2 sets, 2 receivers on each side of the quarterback, and we did a lot of that. Uh, and one thing I noticed when I was going through when I was going through the Bills offensive snaps, one thing I noticed was the pre-snap read from the defense primarily was too high, 2 safeties high. Um, Even when we were in big personnel, like they really came out in the first half, like really the first half. Big sets, big personnel, cool, no problem. Um, where's bro at? Hold on one second. Big personnel, it did not matter. Um, they came out in big. We came out in big sets. They came out with 2 safeties high. So I don't know. Maybe they felt like they didn't need to commit numbers to the run, to stopping the run, or they just thought that they would be able to do it with, um, more base personnel, Leo Chenal, Drew Tranquil, and Nick Bolton on the field. It didn't work. They ended up having to kind of add another number, so they would roll the safety down a little late. But when that happened, like whenever they decided right, like pre-snap, right before the snap, to kind of roll from a too high look to a single, um, Josh Allen would just get the ball out. Like sometimes we ran it anyway, and they got a good amount of small. They won. They were winning. The defense was winning when they rolled that extra man into the box. They won most of the time against our run sets. But um, when they were rolling to a single high look, Josh Allen would get the ball out to the boundary really, really quickly in the form of a screen. Um, they went with a blitz. They sent Nick Bolton. They sent 5, and Keon Coleman was able to get inside leverage on his man, and able to catch a slant for a good for a few yards. I thought Josh did a really good job of recognizing what was happening in front of him from the defense, and then making uh, the appropriate change or shift, and then the right decision with the football. Um, we lost games because he didn't do that before. This year against the Atlanta Falcons, we lost that game because Josh Allen didn't make the right decisions based on the looks that he was seeing. Um, but he did this time. He played within the structure of the offense. He uh, he definitely got the ball out when he needed to, and it is what it is, man. We were able to move the football. Like I said, we got a bunch of first downs, put up 28 points. Should have been 31, but Prater missed the kick that would have iced the game late in the fourth quarter. Uh, what else did I like? Obviously, James Cook. Um, that goes without saying. Kudos to the offensive line. Kudos to those tight ends. I know some of y'all don't care, or maybe don't notice things like this. But if you go back and watch the game, pay attention to what Jackson Hawes is doing, our rookie tight end. They were using him in motion in big, when we were going in big personnel, 12, 13. They would use him as the motion tight end and bring him to the play side. When I tell you they were using him to basically eliminate a defender, some of those blocks, I mean, he is so physical. I love it. I love it. Like, the guy is extremely physical. He clears people out of the play. And there was one play where he had a reception. I think it was like 15 yards or 18 yards or something like that, where Josh broke containment and extended the play. And as he's rolling left, the tight end, Jackson Ozzie realizes, he says, let me generate some space between myself and the quarterback to allow um to allow the defender to put the defender in conflict and make him make a decision. So he's got to determine what he's going to do. Am I going to chase Josh Allen down and potentially give up a play behind me, or am I going to stay with my assignment and give up yards and chase after Josh Allen after he crosses the line of scrimmage? That's probably the right answer. The right answer is probably stay with your man, stay with your assignment, and then when the quarterback crosses the line of scrimmage, chase him down, go get him. Unfortunately, though, that's not what happened. He chased Josh Allen, and uh, Josh was able to flip the ball over the top. Spencer Jackson, pause. Went the football, got a field for about 18 yards. Nice play. Uh, those are one of the rare moments where we have a big set. There are options available, but the defense won. So now we need Josh to go make the play right again. Like, the play was correct, the defense was correct, and they took away what we wanted to do initially. So Josh had to adjust and make the play right again. That's what you need. We just don't need it all game. We only need it when we need it. When we don't need it all game. And when Josh Allen stays within the structure of the offense, that's when he's special. Because when you stay within the structure of the offense, Josh, the defense has to play the Buffalo Bills straight up. Like, they can't deviate and just say, we're gonna ignore everything underneath because Josh is big play hunting. So whatever with the guy underneath, we're not worried about that. We'll wait for Josh to make a mistake. But Josh was very under control. Like I said, 23 or 26 for 88, almost 89% completion percentage. Um, when you do that, you open up other things. You open up the off script stuff. You open up the backyard football stuff that Josh loves to do, and we love when he does it too. So yeah, shout out to the offensive line. Shout out to those to those tight ends. Khalil Shakir was a big part of the offense. Um, the running back, the other running backs, Ty Johnson, when he came in, he did what he needed to do. He ran the football well, um, caught the football out the backfield. I remember there was a play where the Chiefs loaded up and they sent, I want to say they sent six, and the Bills were ready for it. They threw a swing pass to Ty Johnson. He had a couple guys in front of him for a block. Went up the field, I believe he got a first down on. I don't remember for sure, but he definitely gained positive yards. I took some notes, not a lot, but yeah, I talked about the built-in profit already. Uh, okay, so there was a play that Josh threw to Kincaid. I mean, not Kincaid. To He went after Khalil Shakir, and Shakir was not really open. Brian Cook, the Kansas City safety, was sitting in the in the deep third. He was watching Josh's eyes the entire time. He sees Kincaid. He sees Shakir coming. Trying to find a pocket over the middle of the field. He jumps the route, almost picks it off. That was a turnover-worthy throw from Josh Allen. I understand it. He's got the arm strength to get it in there. Luckily, it wasn't a pick. It just was an incompletion. But early on in that play, after the play gets started, he hikes the football. He's got the ball in his hand. Literally at the end of his three-step drop, if he throws the out route to Dalton Kincaid, he's wide open for the first down. I saw that and I just said to myself, like, that's the stuff that we talk about when we say Josh has to play within the structure of the offense. Now, to be fair, I don't know what the read progression was. I don't know if the progression was left to right. If the progression was left to right, fine, because uh, Kincaid was the receiver on the right, so he would have been the last progression. If that's the way it was, I don't know. Um, so if that's what it was, then Josh, he just never got through all of his progressions. And if it wasn't, then he just missed one, and that's fine if you miss one. But when you have a game like in Atlanta where it's a lot of those where you just miss the guy and now you're trying to figure things out, we end up losing. Um, he's not efficient. Uh, he's playing directly into the hands of the defense. We're not staying ahead of schedule on the down and distance. We are definitely putting ourselves in harm's way with third and longs. So, Josh did his thing, man. Kudos to Josh Allen. Kudos to the offense. Shout out to the receivers, Shavers, all of the guys. Like, they blocked very, very well. Um, and a lot of these routes, like that Kincaid and Shakir were open for, you see the other guys. You see Shakir. I mean, not Shakir as well. You see Knox. You see Peon. You see Curtis Samuel. You see Elijah Moore running these for the love of the game routes, where they are running their route as hard as they can in order to create an opening for someone else to get the football. Um, One of the plays that I like that the Bills did. This is probably going to be my last point. Actually, no, I'm going to talk a little bit about Kincaid. One of the plays that I like that they ran was Kansas City came out and what looked to be a single high look, and um, it looked like they were going to bring pressure because they brought guys up to the line of scrimmage. I should pull it up, but I'm waiting for my guy to get here. He's got to be stuck in traffic. This is like not like him. Let me send him a quick message. But while I send a message, I'm going to talk as well. All right. So yeah, they run this play where they send Shakir in motion, and he motions from one side of the plate to the other. He motions all the way out to like the boundary, and then they put him back in motion again, run him underneath the zone coverage. They basically ran three clear out routes from the tight end and to the receivers on the weak side. They ran clear out routes where they just kind of got upfield and pull coverage with them. Shakir runs right underneath those routes, catches a drag route, beautiful placement of the ball by Josh Allen, which is not his strong point, but it was very good in this game. He placed the ball right where it needed to be. Shakir was able to turn upfield, get some valuable yards after the catch, and turn that into a first down. I like that because even if they did blitz, Josh just has to find the right passing window, get the ball to Shakir, and then that could have been an even bigger play if they actually did break pressure. They didn't. They dropped it to like a cover three, and it was what it was. We did our thing. Dalton Kincaid is going to make me apologize because I did not like the Dalton Kincaid pick. I wanted Brian Branch. I didn't think Dalton Kincaid was needed. I thought we could do enough with Dawson Knox and just draft another, physical blocking tight end, and then we're good to go. We're straight, right? You got your 12 personnel, you got a blocker, got a big play tight end in Dawson Knox who can get down the field. He's a vertical mismatch, all of that. Uh, but Kincaid really, really has developed a beautiful connection with Josh Allen. Josh's drive throws and limited windows have been pristine. They were Sunday. They were Sunday for sure. They were not they were not pristine against I want to call the Falcons dogs so bad. Um, but that yeah, like my one of my issues with Josh's play is ball placement and deep ball accuracy. Um, and he does throw a bunch of deep balls. I think he's like fifth in the league right now. His I'll pull up the analytics on that in a second, but um gotta get back to let me get back to Donkey King. I gotta give this man his props. He believe it or not, he has improved his route running. He's a much more like he's gotten more savvy with his route running. Um and his hands are incredible. Like, they are incredible. This guy, if it hits his hand, it's probably going to it's probably going to be caught, which is why the drop last year in the playoffs was so surprising. But my God, like his hands are incredible. They're incredible, and he gets guys out of trouble so quickly because he's available. He's a big target. Um, you can't man him up in the scramble drill. That's where I want that. That's what I want get better. Their connection in the scramble drill. Like I wish they could just take a month in the off season and just work on. Listen, bro, if I run this way and I look at you and I blink once, or if I blink twice, that means go here. Like I wish they could just get that together because Josh is so good off script, and if he just had a receiver underneath that was good, that had a good connection with him, and was a reliable person and a reliable catcher of the football, much like Shakir is. I just think that would be excellent. We saw what Beasley was able to do within this offense. And a lot of that had to do with Josh Allen being off script and Beasley just kind of knowing where to be and having an incredible set of hands, being a reliable target. So I apologize, Dalton Kincaid. You were worth the selection. I did want Brian Branch, but um, Brian Branch got in a fight after they lost the game. That was Bush League. He got suspended. Kincaid, you're a gentleman and a scholar, and you've got great hands. And I don't mean that in any way other than football way. I don't know any other way to speak about your hands, but um, I'm sure there are others. But we'll leave that there. What else? That's pretty much the offense. Oh, Joe Brady. Um, Joe Brady had answers all night long. All night long. They I know Chief fans will tell you, we didn't even really blitz. No, you did. You blitzed a few times. And Joe Brady had answers every single time you blitzed. So it didn't make sense to keep doing it. I get that. Will it change? I'm sure. I'm sure. Spags will cook something up later and, the blitz will look different and it'll come from different areas. Cool. I get that. But Sunday, every time y'all blitzed, there was an answer for it. It just was. Like, there was an answer. Whether Josh took it or not, it was an answer. There was an answer for it. And more often than not, Josh took the built-in answer to your blitz, and it didn't work. It didn't work for you guys. It worked for us. So kudos to him. Defensively, I'm not gonna belabor the point. Cole Bishop's a dog. Period. Um, I didn't like Cole Bishop pick either. I wanted Jaden Hicks. I wanted a few other safeties. Um, I was very skeptical of Cole Bishop's ability to play in this defense because I know how much responsibility the safeties have. And with those responsibilities is a level of instinctual play that is required from our safeties. I did not believe that he had it. Didn't believe he had it. Didn't believe he could develop it. I was wrong. Now I became a Cole Bishop believer after last year, towards the end of the year. Like, he really started to pick up his play, and then in the playoffs he was really good. He was like the best DB on our team in the playoffs, especially in that Chiefs game. He was the best. He was the best defensive back on the field for us. So I'm giving him his credit for that. Outside of that, um, outside of just his improved play, instinctually, he has learned how to take the film study. And I don't know, I'm not saying that he just picked this up, 'cause I don't know what his preparation has been. But whatever they're doing over there, he is looking at the film, he is recognizing for personnel groupings. He's recognizing route combinations. He's recognizing like on that play where he broke up the worthy out speed out. When he broke that up, he said he recognized the formation and the motion. So he kind of, and based on that and down in distance, he kind of knew what was happening. So he just let me be fast and get to the football. He got there so quick, the ball hit him on the side of the helmet. Could have been a pick six. And I know it's probably like some of you guys that are not Bills fans, or I don't know anybody that's not a Bills fan that's watching this, but if you are not a Bills fan and you're watching this, um, you may think that we're like overglazing right now, talking about speed, the speed of the safety getting to the play and breaking it up. And, oh, that's pretty dumb. He got hit in the head with a helmet. He got hit in the head with the ball. We haven't had that in years. We have not had safety play that was that fast to get to the play. And let alone stop the play from being a completion, getting the pass deflection, but getting hit in the helmet. That tells me that this young man is going to continue. Like, this game had to be a confidence booster for him, right? Confidence booster. You get him in the film room again, and I'm sure they're giving. I'm sure they ribbed him a bit on this. Say, look, bro, you got hit in the head with the helmet. That should have been a pick six. He's going to have that in the back of his mind now. I wouldn't be surprised if he does get a pick six before this year is out. Might get a couple. If he's in the film room studying and he understands down, distance, personnel grouping, similar like keys, different keys to tell you what potentially is happening. Offense on 3rd and 7, they're in 11 personnel. They got trips left. I've seen this before. The motion of the running back, okay, I've seen this before. Speed out. I'm on it. Or this is where they usually go to the flat. If he's on it, if he's the buzz guy and he comes downhill, he has the speed and athleticism to turn a pass deflection into an interception. And that interception potentially into a touchdown. Now, Worthy probably would have caught it. If he would have picked that off, Worthy probably would have caught it. I don't know if Worthy's strong enough to tackle him because he couldn't tackle that woman in his house that wouldn't leave, but that's another story. I don't know that Worthy can tackle him in the open field, but I would have liked to see him try. Uh, Jordan Hancock, another player. I didn't even know who Hancock was until we drafted him. I had to go and look and do the homework because I didn't really have him on my radar. I thought we needed a boundary. I was good with Taron Johnson. I didn't think that they would play him at safety. I looked at actual safeties, not that young man. Absolutely. My bad, dog. Yeah. Where we at? Credit Poyer. Credit Hyde as well, because Hyde was there last year. So definitely credit those guys for the the growth of our safety group. Um, what else? All right, Jordan Hancock. Physical. I think we're getting to the point now where we were looking. I know I've been saying we need a Micah Hyde and Jordan Poyer replacement. We need that. We kind of got it. Believe that, and the beautiful thing about Jordan Poyer and Micah Hyde were, in their prime, right? In their prime, when they were all pros and like best safety duo in the league for a number of years, those guys were interchangeable. So you never really knew who was doing what, right? We can come out in a too high look and walk Poyer down like he's gonna go and like we're going into a cover three or we're going cover one and we're sending extra play, we're sending extra. And then next thing you know, right after the snap or right before you snap the football, Poyer bails and Michael Hyde buzzes down and Taron Johnson's on the blitz. We didn't have that before because Hamlin, uh, Rat, as Poyer got older, Micah started to get hurt a lot. Cam Lewis was in there, kinda. You know, we didn't have that. We have it now. I believe we have it now. Obviously, they're still young. They're still working their way through, uh, some of the mistakes, and I'm sure Bean and Babbage and what's the Jamel Adadi, DB's coach. I'm sure they're talking to them. I'm sure they're looking at the film and saying, "Hey, this, right here, you could have did this, and this would have worked out a little bit better. You need to be here. You need to get here a little faster. You should recognize this based on the film study. All those little things. There's always something to go over. You're never fully right all the time. Cole Bishop was close, but you're never fully right in the game. So the coach always has something to pick with. So yeah, I don't want to say pick, but something to um, point out where improvement, where improvement is needed. So kudos to Jordan Hancock. We were screaming, why these young boys can't get a jersey? Why these young boys can't get a jersey? Taylor Rapp goes down. This guy gets a jersey. Nobody wants him off the field now. It's like, yep, we're good at safety. Hoyer, Hancock, uh, Bishop and Cam Lewis or Moonlight here and there. Y'all not gonna like this, but I wish Damar Hamlin was out because I think Damar Hamlin could be a compliment as a depth safety for this room. He knows the defense. He's not terrible. He's not good. He's not really that great, but he's not terrible. He knows the defense. He knows where he needs to be. He plays within himself. He doesn't try to do too much. I think he'd be fine. As the fourth safety, I'm cool with Hamlin coming back. Um, that I don't rap. Thank you for your service, man. Thank you, Taylor Rapp and the Rapp family for all you've done for Bills Mafia and the Buffalo Bills over the last 2 years. Uh, we appreciate it. We do. Get better soon, get healthy, and see what happens in the off season. Yeah, Maxwell Harris, JB. We'll talk about that another time. You see what I'm saying? Come on, guys. Come on. That man died on the field for us, man. Come on. Well, I mean, he came back. He did. He did pass, but then he came back, man. Like the guy is playing football, and he's still playing. I think he's still playing at a high level for his skill set. What they ask him to do, I think he's playing at a high level. I'm not. I'm not an anti Demar guy. I just don't want him to be the start. Uh, what else we got? Oh, Maxwell Harrison. Yeah, the speed, dog. Right. The biggest problem. You know why we lost that game against the Patriots? You know why we lost? Because of cornerback too. I'm sorry, Trey White, my dog. It's over, bro. Like it's over. Like it's over for him to be a full time uh, corner at for a championship level team. That those days are done for now. I mean, unless he just needs to get healthier and he can return to form in another year. I don't know. The further away from the injury he gets, I'm sure the more he'll trust his body. Maybe he still has that in him. Right now, it's not there. Um, he's good in spots. It's definitely his brain still operates at a high level, at an all pro level. So um, I love him in zone situations. I love him in short yardage, in medium, in medium situations, maybe backed up in the red zone or in the or in the upper red zone where he doesn't have a ton of ground to carry to cover, but he still can make great decisions and make plays on the football. So I'm not all the way out on him either. But shout out to Maxwell Harrison. The man said, I get to play against Patrick Mahomes and I get a chance to pick him off. He did it. Shout out to him. You know what I'm saying? I was shocked at how effortlessly he ran with Worthy. Worthy's a 4.2, like a low 4.2, 40. That's very fast. Maxwell Harrison's a 4.28, which is not as fast, but it's very fast as well. He was stride for stride with Worthy down the field. Erased him. Erased him out the play. Um, yeah, effortlessly. Yep. That's it. Was shocked. I was shocked at how quickly he came downhill and how quickly he was able to come downhill and take things away. He tried to bait Mahomes a couple of times too. Um, but I mean, Mahomes is smart, so he understood what was happening. But yeah, he was able to cover ground, get that interception. Yes. 40 speed does translate to fast hips and baiting coverage. And that this is the part, student, where I think this is where the Bills defense goes to another level because if I'm an offensive coordinator or I'm a quarterback and I don't have Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle or I don't have T. Higgins and Jamar Chase, you probably or Puka Nakua and Devontae Adams, I'm probably not throwing at Christian Benford. I'm probably not even going to try it unless there's a designed play to get a guy open on Christian Benford. I'm not just saying like, all right, let's try to run a deep dig or let's try a comeback route and I don't think that he can cover. Now, I'm not even trying that on Benford because Benford's going to get a pass breakup or worse. I'm not even trying. So with that being said, where's it gonna go? Where's the work gonna go to? Who's gonna get the work now? It's got to be cornerback too. They ain't gonna go at Taron Johnson that much. Like I wouldn't. I'm not attacking the middle of the field that often either. With those safeties and those coverage linebackers, Milano and Bernard, if they're sitting in zone, I'm not throwing it there. That's the strength of the defense. The strength of the Bills' coverage is right down the middle of the field. The linebackers, the safeties. That's the strength. We want the throws to go to the boundary, to the corners. So if you're not going to throw at Benford that often, you got to be going to Maxwell Harrison. Well, Max knows that. And Max is saying to himself, I don't have to play that tight because I want you to throw the ball where I can go get it. So I think we're going to get, I think this was a precursor to to a lot more interceptions. We have 8 games left. I think the kid ends up with 4 interceptions by the end of the year. If he has 4 interceptions in 10 games, that's going to be amazing. That's amazing. So that's where I'm at with him. Excellent play, excellent job. Dorian Williams. I was the biggest Dorian Williams supporter. I told Bills fans when we drafted him, I'm like, Dorian Williams, who is this guy? I'm like, bro, Dorian Williams, Tulane. I watched this dude for like 2 years. Watched him play middle linebacker for them and carry slot receivers on deep cross routes, stride for stride. I said he was Tremaine Edmonds, shorter with way more explosion. He is that. I thought that he was excellent. He flies around, he flies to the football, he can take the flat away. I dare a quarterback to try to run on him. I dare when he's on the field and he's the spy sitting there kind of wait. I dare you to run. I dare you. Go try it. Please. Try it. The kid is quick. He ran a 4.48. Try him. Think you can beat him to the edge and see what happens. Physical tackler. He's the best tackling linebacker we have on the team. I believe he has the lowest missed tackle percentage. And that's his claim to fame. He's a see ball, get ball guy. Um, high motor, high effort, physical, and he is smart. He definitely is a smart. He definitely is a smart player because he does. He you see it kind of. You see the light kind of coming on where he is diagnosing where the ball's going to go based on based on what the offense is doing pre-snap. You see him putting himself in position. He looks light years better playing the mic than he does the will. I hope we continue to keep using him in that way. Um, who else? The defensive line, amazing. Uh, most of the sacks that we got were coverage sacks, and that is exactly what I've been waiting for. We have had a defensive line that has been able to win and get pressure. We just didn't have the coverage behind it to turn those pressures into sacks. We have now done that. 2 weeks in a row, 3 or more sacks. I think we had like 7 against the Panthers and 3 against Mahomes, which is a lot. Like to sack Mahomes 3 times, I think we hit him. I think we hit him like 934 times. Yes, like Sunday. We're hitting Mahomes a lot. They flushed him a bunch. He had a bunch of throwaways. I mean, clearly, from the numbers that we talked about earlier, he did not have a great game. Um, and why? Why was the coverage so good? Well, the Bills did something, and I'm the Bills did the bill. It was because of what the Bills were doing, and we'll get to that in a second. Uh, Joey Bosa, absolute dog. He had he had 900 pressures, 37,000 quarterback hits. It feels like his pass rush win rate was a million Sunday. Um, and yeah, it was like watching him. He's he's worth the money we paid. Like I think he's underpaid based on how he's playing right now. We're what we 7 games in? No, 7. No, we're 6-2. 8 games in. So we got 9 games left. Oh, 9 games left. 9 games left. I'm gonna say Max gets 5 more interceptions. I think he ends the year with 6. Nah, that's too many. They're gonna stop throwing at him eventually. Say he ends the year with 5. I'll stick with that number. He's got one now. He's gonna end the year off with 5 interceptions. We'll go there. Um, yeah, Joey Bosa underpaid. Like he's 8 games in. The man has 4 sacks, 4 forced fumbles. I mean, I don't know. Like he's been ball. He's been very, very, very much so a big McDermott's making a difference. Hold on, bro. Let me get to that. Let me get to that. We gonna get to listen, dog, you know me. We gonna get to that. Yeah. We gonna get to this. Don't you worry. I think McDermott is making a difference, Whittle. Listen to what he says about the D being nasty. He got a lot of dog in him, but he controls it. He gotta let it go. Team takes the personality of the head coach. We gonna get to this. I promise we gonna get to this. And I gotta show this one. AJ, Epinesa hates Mahomes. I don't think he hates Mahomes. I just think he loves Buffalo. I think he loves being a Buffalo Bill. And the Chiefs have been in the way. So naturally, yeah. It's also a contract year. Let's not forget about that. It's also a contract year, but to be fair, not to say like AJ's overperforming. He's playing more snaps. There's a lot more talent around him. He's really getting one-on-ones. He's really not getting chipped by receivers and tight ends as much. More of the focus is going towards Joey Bosa. So when he gets on the field, he really does get one-on-one. And one thing I love about Joey Bosa and AJ Epinesa, they are not like Rousseau and Ed Oliver. Nothing wrong with those two guys. Nothing wrong with them at all. And I'm not even gonna put Ed Oliver in that right now because I think Ed Oliver has developed this skill. Um, oh yeah. Yeah. AJ's a dog though. Listen, AJ Epinesa had 6 sacks every year for the last 3 full seasons, and this year he's on his way to do it again. So, um, if you can find a defensive end number 3 in the NFL that has 6 sacks or more every year over the last 3 years, like let me know who it is. I'd love to know who that is outside of AJ Epinesa. Hold on, let me check the score real quick. I'm also a big Celtics fan. Some of y'all know this. Let me see. I'm pretty sure we won. We played the sorry team, so just make sure. Though. It's not showing. Somebody let me know. The Celtics win tonight. I'm looking. Oh my God. 136 to 107. Yeah, let's talk about it. No, we're not talking about it. We're not going to talk about that. AJ Epinesa. Uh, one thing I love about AJ and Joey Bosa is those guys have a pass rush plan. Like you see it when they come off the line and they attack they attack that tackle. They know what they're trying to do, and they're basing it off of the information that they collect throughout the game. So the more times AJ or Joey Bosa goes up against the tackle that's in front of them, the more information that they're getting, the better their pass rush plan gets over time. That's why they're winning a lot. Now, yes, the tackles for the Chiefs were absolutely terrible on Sunday. Got it. No problem. They still get paid though, dog. They know the play. They know what's happening. The defense doesn't know the play. So they just they had no answers, man. They had no answers. Yeah, I think we got to keep Bosa too, man. I don't know. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about some stuff in a second. I like Bosa a lot, but it may not be room for him after this year. What else? Oh yeah, those two guys they got a pass rush plan. So um, when you have guys that can attack you from a cerebral standpoint and be physical, they're very difficult to match up against. That's what AJ Epinesa and Joey Bosa does. What they do those things very, very well. And that's why they're successful. That's why they get to the quarterback. That's why they get pressures. That's why they win a lot on the edge. And that's why a guy like Joey Bosa and AJ Epinesa have wrecked games in favor of the Bills this year. They both have done it. They've wrecked games. They've been able to do that because the defense communicates well. Those guys, cerebral. They use their brain to play football, not just their talent and physical gifts. Um, so let's give them. I got to give those guys credit. Uh, Hogan Joby played very, very, very well. Um, he looks great. He really, really looks great. I'm not saying that we don't miss Ed because we do, and we miss T.J. Sanders and we miss Daquan Jones. But those guys were good. Fidarian Mathis, he had a very good game. Very good game. Uh he's young, came out of University of Alabama. I believe he was the third. Might have been the second round pick. I know Judge Mathis from the Air Raid Hour, cover one, had a second round grade on him. I had the guy going in the third round as well, or second round. I had him going on day 2 as well. He ended up going in round 3, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. He's a guy that I said I'd love for Buffalo to get. Thank you, Fidarian Mathis, for joining the Buffalo Bills. I think he's going to replace Dwayne Carter, guys. I think he's going to replace Dwayne Carter. Um, but he's got a whole season to figure it out. Oh, he was second. He was a second round pick. Okay. Yeah, I had him as a day 2 guy. Um, he's good, man. He's good. He's really good. Excellent, excellent pass rush. So yeah. And last but not least, like props to Rousseau, straight up. Rousseau, Deion Walker, who didn't get a ton of snaps. I mean, he didn't get a ton of snaps, but a ton of opportunities to impact the game. But uh, Deion Walker played well. Uh, the 4th round rookie, he was really like a lot of Bills fans viewed him as like a throwaway pick. Like, I don't really like this guy. He's not this. He's not that. Whatever, whatever. Miss me with that. I told y'all last August. Told y'all in August of 2024 that no, not 2024, 2023. Y'all August 2023. Wait, was it 20? No, it was 2024, right? Yeah, we're in 2025 now. Yeah, August 2024. I told the Bills fans that I regularly interact with on Twitter. Um, this kid Deion Walker needs to be a Bill. He's Chris Jones Part 2, and I know a lot of people heard that and said that's kind of crazy. I don't see it. I don't know why he's overglazing right now. Um, you know, did I not say it, dog? Did I not say it? I said it. I told y'all this kid was a dog, man. He's a dog. He can play anywhere on the line, like Chris Jones. He's 6'7" and some change, 350 pounds, and the kid is so nimble on his feet. Like he's like a ballerina. Like he's got like ballerina feet. I just thought he was amazing. Turns out that he is as advertised, and he's been a big part of what the Bills are doing. Um, so yeah, Deion Walker, dog. did his thing. Rousseau had a sack and a half. He was physical. He was dominant on the edge as well. Uh, it's all coming together for the defensive line, and I love it. I absolutely love it. Yeah, Dancing Bear. I don't want to call him that. It's kind of we got to find him. We got to find a couple of nicknames for some of these guys. I need Landon Jackson to start getting the jersey and start making some plays. Because I'm gonna call him Bane from like Batman. If Landon Jackson turns into a dog, I'm gonna call him Bane. I'm gonna put his face using AI on video clips of Bane, and that's that. Ed Oliver called him that. Oh, he did. Great minds think alike, man. Get better soon, Ed. We need you back, man. Ed need a nickname too, guys. So if y'all listening to Coast, man, help us. Let's figure out a nickname for Ed Oliver. Something cool though, not nothing corny. Let's figure out something cool and we'll run it by him and see what he said, if he like it or not. While we are, is everybody good with calling? Uh, is everybody good with calling Christian Bedford Agent 47? I mean, that's the hitman. Like I like Agent 47. I don't know how y'all feel about it. Let me know. Put some in the chat. What's up, Q? What's going on, brother? Put it in the chat, man. If you like that, if you like that idea, if you like that nickname for him, put it in the chat. Let me know. If you think it sucks, let me know. No, it's terrible. You're a cornball. Go ahead, say it. I'm fine. I can handle that. Uh, what else? Oh, Michael Hoyt. Michael Hoyt. Uh, he was calling out the defensive line. Um, he made the defensive line calls, like when they were doing stunts and all these different things. He was in charge of that. And he pops his Achilles uh in the game, and we lose him for the rest of the year. Now, just from his play on the field, he was, physical. He can line up everywhere, very versatile, uh, ultimate competitor, smart guy too. I think he went to Brown or whatever. And losing him is tough because of what he brought to the pass rush. But there is a video of the Bills put it out on Twitter. I'm sure it's out on Instagram and other social media platforms. There's a video of him. You know what? Usually I don't do this, but let me go find it, man. 'Cause I can't. I don't want to shortchange. I don't want to shortchange this video. So give me like 2 seconds. When I come back, I'm gonna do these commercials real quick, and then when I come back, I should have the video queued up and ready to go. Uh, where is it? There we go. So Coach will be back in a second. Stick around. We'll be back. Less than a minute.
For the best Italian food in Western New York, Elliot Apollo's, call 716-825-3675. The Lardon Construction Group.
Fubo TV, the official streaming service of Do Champions. FanDuel, the official sportsbook of Do Champions.
For all your summertime needs, beauty pools, as well as kayak pools.
CX Chronicles, your total customer solutions focused manager. W.GG, the official energy drink of Do Champions.
Hey, Sons of Erie, our artwork looks better on your walls. Hamburg Brewing, please visit our tap room on Boston State Road, Hamburg, New York. And finally,
Fat Boy Surf Club for all your surfing needs.
We are back. Let me cue this up for y'all because this is big. There we go. So that's Michael Hoyt, the Bills defensive tackle, defensive end, um, tearing his Achilles during the game and not taking the cart back to the locker room to be, worked on, or, you know, he wanted to stay out there with the team. He wanted to stay out there with the guys. Even just like sitting on the bench wasn't good enough. He wanted to sit on the defensive bench with his guys. Like, that's huge. Torn Achilles. I've torn my Achilles in both legs at different times. Um, it is a pain. It is. It doesn't really. It didn't really hurt when it happened, but it's just like the surgery sucks. The recovery is absolutely horrible. And it's tough. It's a really, really, really tough injury to um recover from. So yeah, yeah. Kudos to him for kudos to him for, you know kind of just wanting to be out there and being a part of the team. You don't see that every day, and that's where, like, when people talk about the Bills and they're good and the Bills have a culture. This is what we're talking about. This is the culture. This is the mentality of the players that play for the Buffalo Bills now. This is the mentality of these guys. It's about the team. It's about the community. It's about the organization. It's about the mafia. It's about their teammates. Um, it's tough to find that in professional sports now. It's tough to find that. It was a tough video to watch. If you love this team, that hits you right in the heart. Hits you right in the emotion, man. Hits you right in the heart, squarely in the heart. If you love this team, you are a Bills fan. That is like that. Touch you in a different way. It's got to. How can it not? It has to. So prayers up to Michael Hoyt, man. He he signed for 3 years, so we will get him back. I'm pretty sure he'll be back next year, probably around October. So he'll miss like the first month of the season, but he'll get ramped up and he'll probably be back in the lineup in October of next year. I'm pulling for him. Buffalo Bills, anybody that, with any communication with the people in the building at One Bills Drive, I'm gonna start getting that guy's jersey produced. All right. Tell them to start stitching up his jersey for sale. It's gonna sell out. I'm gonna buy one for sure. Like, I want the rivalry Michael Hoyt jersey. Um, I don't know how you can't love a guy like that. Okay, all right. It's 10:15. It's rant time. Um, it's rant time. The Buffalo Bills are 6-2. The trade deadline just passed yesterday, and the Bills made no trades. They did not make any trades to bring in anybody. Um, Let me make sure I got my information correct. Yeah. So the Bills have currently right now we have 6 draft picks for next season. If the internet's correct. Oh, wow. I'm okay. My bad. We have 8 draft picks right now. Let me run them down to you. We have our first round pick. We have our first 5 rounds. Those are our picks. First, second, third, fourth, fifth. All of our picks. We don't have any 6th-round picks. We have our 7th and the Jets 7th-round pick and the Cowboys 7th-round pick. Can you believe we got a draft pick for Tyre Elam? And we got one for I mean, we did a pick swap and got we gave the Jets a 6. We got their 7th back, and we got Brandon Cogburn, who doesn't even play now. Um, they got Curtis Samuel running back kicks, guys like that. So he can't play corner, man. So you know these positions are tough. But listen, we got a bunch of 7th-round picks, man, and I know people probably look at that and say, like, so, I mean, maybe you think 7th-round picks aren't that, big of a deal, but Sean Dolak was an undrafted free agent. He now plays for the Los Angeles Rams. We should have picked him up in the 7th round. We didn't. It's cool. For what it's worth, Dane Jackson, 7th-round pick. Um, Not the greatest player, but really good that's a hit for a 7th-round pick. That's a hit. Dane Jackson's a hit. He got a 2nd contract with the Carolina Panthers. He made his way from the practice squad to starting for this team. Played big snaps in the playoffs, big snaps in big games. That's a hit. Whether you like it or not, that's a 7th-round hit. If I'm not mistaken, Ray McLeod was a 7th as well, I think. Not sure. But Austin, what's his name? The kid we took that we never signed, and he actually plays for the freaking Patriots now. I think he was a 7th-round pick as well. So we do our thing. We really do hit on day 3 picks quite often. So the Bills and why these draft picks are important. Alex Austin. Alex Austin. Was Alex Austin a 6th-round pick? I don't wanna give y'all faulty information. What round was Alex Austin drafted in? That is what I said. 7th-round pick. 2023 Buffalo Bills. I be knowing, y'all. I be knowing. Sometimes. Some of the times I know. 7th-round pick with Alex Austin. That's a hit. Couldn't make our roster. Soon as we put him on the practice squad, he got snatched up by the Texans. He didn't play there. The Texans put him on the practice squad. He went to the Patriots. Patriots bring him up. They haven't played nickel for a while. Then they put him at safety, and then he was playing boundary a little bit. Like the guy was playing. He played some big snaps for them. So that's a hit. 7th-round picks. We got 3 of them. I'm sure they'll take those picks and either use them or try to use them. They'll use them. They'll use them to select players, or they'll move up to to get better draft picks in other rounds. I don't know how they do it. I don't know what Brandon Bean's going to do, but um, yesterday, yesterday was a trade deadline, and yesterday I got up and said, you know what? Let me get myself together. I'm gonna go vote, go do some other stuff, run some errands. I grabbed the T-shirt that I had, and it was my "Being We Trust" T-shirt. Now I didn't do that on purpose. I swear I did. I just grabbed the T-shirt. It was black. I wanted to wear something. I wanted to wear a black T-shirt yesterday. That was the first clean one I grabbed, y'all. Wifey ironed it for me. Thank you, sweetheart. Um, I put it on. I went around. I went out and ran my errands, did my thing, did what I had to do. And trade deadline, we talked about, on Twitter, we had the space and we were talking about the deadline and all this other stuff. And the Bills should go get this guy. We got to go get a receiver. We got to do this. We got to do that. We got to do this. We got to do that. Blah 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 blah. Rashid Shaheed traded 4th and a 6th. Man, the Bills should have did that. Why we didn't grab that guy? Probably because he's one of the worst blocking wide receivers in the NFL. And whether you like it or not, the Buffalo Bills have determined by game script, we're going to run the football. That's it. We run the football, we win games. When we decide to not run the football, we don't win. Look at the losses. Look at the losses. We don't really run the football in the losses. We try, and then it gets stopped a little bit, and we get away from it, and then it is what it is. You lose. That's part of it. That's part of it. But why is it important that the Bills keep the integrity of an archetype or a body type for the wide receiver? Gabe Davis, 6'2", probably a little bit bigger than that, 6'2" change, 215 to 225 pounds while he was here with us, right? He was an excellent blocker from the wide receiver position. But what that allowed us to do was not give away what we're doing offensively. When you have him on the field, he's a very good run blocker. So when they motion him down and use him in things like, we're going to use you to chip the defensive end or seal the defensive end so we can run a toss play. Or we're going to use you to take out the backside defender, the backside pursuit. We're going to use you to motion, bring you over, and knock out the backside pursuit. So James Cook has a cutback lane and doesn't have to worry about a linebacker or safety or corner, whatever, coming off from the weak side and cutting the play down before it really gets going. We have a guy like that. You use him in order to run the football, but also build off of running the football. Because when you have a Gabe Davis, who's an excellent run blocker, you can line him up and motion him the same way every single. Obviously not every single play, but you can run 4 variations of the same thing using the same look. I can motion him down to pin down on the defensive end, toss the ball to the edge, and now I can pull my athletic tackle, Spencer Brown or Deion Dawkins, and have those guys roll grade for the running back, James Cook, who, by the way, is like 30 yards behind Jonathan Taylor for most rushing yards in the NFL. And Jonathan Taylor played a whole nother game. Jonathan Taylor's got 9 games. James only got 8. Well, that's that. And then if you want to take Gabe Davis and motion him down again, like we did when we opened the season against the Rams, and fake like he's going to block the edge, and then use him to leap up the field for a touchdown, it works because on film, they've seen Gabe Davis, the corner seen Gabe Davis come down in motion, seal off the defensive end, tackle out in space. The corner knows if I see this, can't defeat the tackle once he gets out there. So my chance to make the play is to get there before the tackle gets out in space, right? So they trying to jump the gun. Gabe is gone. He's up the field behind the corner. Now the corner's got to turn and recover and chase him down. Too late. Ball's out. Gabe's got it. Touchdown. Sorry, Ramsey. You got cooked. You can motion him down, have him chip the edge, in order to help Spencer Brown, win his matchup, and then use him as a leak receiver. Have him chip, have him throw a quick block, a body block, and then run a drag route. Run a quick hitch route, turn, show your numbers. Josh hits you, plays over. We got a couple of yards. Cool. But those are all variations from the same exact look. And he can't block. You can't use him in big personnel sets like you can use a Gabe Davis or Keon Coleman or the tight end or Terrell Shavers. Now a guy like Shaheed, he's great speed. Great speed. Gets down the field, you know what I'm saying? Runs a great route. Like he's a tough cover because he can get behind the defense. But it's hard to get behind the defense when the defense is constantly in too high safety. And then too high safety, even in big personnel, what does that tell you? They may not respect the wide receivers individually, but they respect the hell out of this offense because they know they don't have receivers. The Bills don't have a bunch of receivers that I'm afraid of. They don't have a Chase. They don't have a T Higgins. They don't have a Justin Jefferson. They don't have a Tyreek Hill. They don't have a Rasheed Rice. They don't have a Puka Nakua. They don't have a JSN. They don't have any of those guys. They don't have a Nico Collins. They don't have any of those guys. But that offense gonna put up 30. Period. And if I stack the box to take the run away, if I pull my safety down and my outside boundary corner misses that jam, there is nobody there to help him. There's nobody there. This is a play action. And I have one safety. And they got Curtis Samuel or Khalil Shakir on the weak side of this play, one-on-one with a corner that I know can't stay in front of him for long. If I got one safety out there, if Dawson Knox gets behind my linebackers, that's it. That's a huge play. So teams understand that. And they're gonna say, we're not giving that to you. Because it's hard enough to stop a Josh Allen-led offense from scoring, let alone you give them big plays. If you give this offense big play opportunities, look at what happened with the Chiefs. 46-yard reception from Dalton Kincaid on a intermediate dig. Intermediate dig right across the middle of the field where they went from a too high look, they rolled down into a single high look, went cover 3. The underneath route was Keon Coleman, who they pressed. He got off the press, ran a drag, pulls the linebackers down. What's behind the linebackers? The dig. Because there's one safety that can't commit to the dig because he's got to worry about the for the love of the game route that's getting down the field, one-on-one with a corner. So what happens when you bring a guy like Shaheed in? First things first, he's a scheme giveaway. That's first. You know when he's on the field, they're not running the football. And if they are running the football, they're not running to his side because he can't block. So you know if they run it, it's going this way because it's not going to him. And then if we don't run it, you already know he's on the field. Yeah, done. I'm committing to safety to wherever he is. Corner's going to play underneath, and in trail he's going to play underneath in trail. And I dare you to try to make the whole shot. So what does he bring to the table? A returner. Kickoff returner, sure. Do I think that a guy like Shaheed brings a different dynamic to this team? Sure. Sure he does. It's not a dynamic that we don't already have. We have Curtis Samuel. We have Elijah Moore. They're fast. They're small guys. They can run down the field and stretch out the defense. Is Shaheed better than them? Absolutely. Much better. He's a much better player than both of those guys. He's probably better than both of those guys put together. But he does the same thing. So why would we use draft capital that we need to backfill for spots that we can't continue to pay because you're already paying the quarterback, running back, left tackle, right tackle, you're paying the center, you're gonna have to pay the right guard soon. You're paying the linebackers, both backers, not just one. You're paying Milano, his money comes off after this year. You're paying Bernard, he just got paid. You're paying Bosa, you're paying Rousseau. AJ's making a little money. You're paying Ed Oliver. Daquan's contract is decent. You're paying Bifford. You're even paying the kicker, who's hurt. Bass is not even playing right now. He's injured, and he's making money when it comes, like compared to other kickers. He's got a pretty good contract. Not a good contract for the Bills, a good contract for him. You're paying these guys. That's why you can't. That's why we can't get top flight receiver because we have a great offensive line and the best rushing attack in football, and we put up 30 points. So what's the real problem? It ain't sexy enough for you. You like scoring 30 points, Bills Mafia. You just don't like it the way it's getting done. That's what it is. Because Josh Allen is an elite quarterback. He's so good. He's one of the best to ever do it for the Buffalo Bills. And oh my God, he's got such a great arm and he can throw the ball 70 yards sitting in a chair. Oh, yeah, I know, but it's not efficient. It's just not. And teams are playing two safeties high anyway. So it's even less efficient and more dangerous now. So my question to the Bills fans is, what do you really like? Do you really want to win? Or do you just or do you want to win pretty? Because you ain't always gonna be able to win pretty. We tried winning pretty. John Brown, Cole Beasley, Stephon Diggs, Josh Allen, Ryan Dayball. Let's throw this thing all over the yard. Josh Allen running, jumping over linebackers and Volkswagens and all that. Yeah, highlights on ESPN. Oh my God, he's electric. TikTok blowing up, all the edits. Yeah, Josh Allen, that's my dog. Look at my demon jumping over cars. We tried that. He lost. He lost bad in 2020 in that AFC Championship game. 2021, we came back. Stephon Diggs, Manuel Sanders, Cole Beasley, Boston Knox, Gabe Davis, Ryan Dayball, throwing the ball all over the yard, looking good. Highlights, bomb, 6 touchdowns in the playoffs. 13 seconds, we lost. And even if we would have won that game, even if we would have beat the Chiefs, you know what would have happened the next week? We'd have went to Cincinnati. Cincinnati would have came to Buffalo and they'd have beat us in our building again. That would have been the first one. They would have beat us in our building. They would have beat us. And I know some people are going to listen to this, or maybe they won't listen to it. Maybe you won't listen to it. Maybe it's not your cup of tea because you don't agree with it, and that's cool. But the reality is that defense in 2021 for the Cincinnati Bengals held teams to 16 points per game. They went to the Super Bowl with that defense. They bottled Mahomes up in the second half. I'm telling you how I know it. Because we did not have a better passing attack than the Kansas City Chiefs, and they bottled the Chiefs up. Josh Allen was not as good with the football, as good with protecting the football as he is now. That team would have beat us. We did not have a good offensive line, and they had Trey Hendrickson and Sam Hubbard and DJ Reader on that front line. What was we doing with that? JB, what was we doing with that? In 2021, the 13 seconds, what was that offensive line in 2021 doing with Trey Hendrickson, Sam Hubbard, still not Sam Hubbard from like last year or the year before, like Sam Hubbard when he was good, and DJ Reader and BJ Hill. What was we doing with that? Logan Wilson and Jermaine Pratt doing what our linebackers do, which is taking the middle of the field away. Jesse Bates, who right now, Jesse Bates is a top 3 safety in the NFL right now. They had Jesse Bates, Von Bell before he fell off, Chidobe Awuzie before he got hurt. What was we doing with that? Seriously, what was we doing with that? Mike Hilton in the slot. If you think Taron Johnson is good against the run, if you think Taron Johnson is good against the run, go look at Mike Hilton in 2021. Matter of fact, don't even do that. Go to 2022 and look at what Mike Hilton did to Josh Allen. Lou Anarumo. They was calling him Ludini because he was taking the top flight quarterbacks and shutting them down with that cover 2 variation. My man Roland is a Bengals fan. He sent me 2 videos of Lou Anarumo teaching variations of the cover 2. It was 2 videos. Both videos was like 45 minutes long, and they were just on cover 2. Both videos. Over an hour of speech tape on the individual responsibilities of every player in the secondary and at linebacker on what to do in cover 2 based on the offense, the tendencies of the offense, what the defense is trying to do to down the distance, what we're trying to accomplish, where we're trying to force the football to go, how we can still be sound in coverage and defend the run. Over an hour's worth of that knowledge. We were losing that game if we beat the Chiefs and then we have bragging rights. Oh, well, we beat the Chiefs in the playoffs, but then we would have lost to the Bengals. I'm sorry, folks. Sorry. I'm Joe Mixon, Joe Burrow, Hayden Hurst at tight end, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins. Who was the slot guy? The slot receiver. Oh, God. Boyd. We was not beating him. We wasn't, man. Maybe it's a shootout. Maybe. If we lucky, it's a shootout and we get the ball last and we make magic happen. Maybe. But that's like the Avengers versus Thanos type odds, dog. Like if you know, you know. If you watch the game, if you understand what they was doing back, no, we wasn't beating that team. 2022, we lost to them. Dorsey got a game plan for no snow, and it snows, and he doesn't adjust. We lose that game. 2023, the only time in the playoffs we played the Kansas City Chiefs, and the Chiefs didn't score 30. 2023, Tyler Boyd. Good Tyler Boyd, exactly. Good Tyler Boyd. Not Tyler Boyd now. The good one. 2023, the only time the Bills held the Chiefs to under 30 in the playoffs. Guess who was calling the defense? Same dude calling it now. The one that y'all want fired, Sean McDermott. Get McDermott out of here. He can't get us to the promised land because he doesn't know how to turn Dane Jackson, AJ Klein off of a trip to North Carolina with his family, and MCL sprain in his knee. Rasul Douglas, he don't know how to turn them guys into the Legion of Boom overnight. What did you expect? And in 2023, we still had a chance. At the end of the game, went fake punt, didn't work. Jordan Poyer punches the ball out at the goal line. We get the ball back, drive down the field. Offense has the ball, the ability to score, and win the game. Josh Allen bypasses the drag route to Stephon Diggs or the quick out or the quick hitch to Kincaid right to his left. Probably got enough room to not get the first down, puts us in third and short, burn more clock, it's under 2 minutes, force the Chiefs to use their timeouts. He takes a shot downfield to the end zone to Shakir. It doesn't work. Chris Jones makes a play, rides Deion Dawkins all the way into Josh Allen's lap. Aaron throw doesn't get a completion. 2 more poor plays, and then we're done. Chiefs get the ball, and we lose by 3 points, 27-24. Offense had the ball, though. Defense gave you a chance. Defense gave you a chance. Offense had the ball, they didn't convert. I didn't hear anybody say anything about Josh Allen. I didn't hear you guys complain about Josh Allen. I didn't hear it. All the people that scream fire McDermott every time somebody farts in Highmark Stadium, every time somebody forgets to flush a toilet in Western New York, y'all say fire McDermott. But I didn't hear anybody say anything about Josh Allen not making the right decisions in crunch time. 2024, year 7 of our MVP quarterback. We have the football with the opportunity to drive down the field, score a touchdown, win the game, send us to the championship, to the Super Bowl. 7th year MVP quarterback calls out the wrong protection. Still manages somehow to break the tackles of the blitzing DBs. Throws a ball to Kincaid. It goes to his hands. He drops it. Chiefs get the ball back. Go down. I believe they scored I believe they got a field goal after that or something. That was that. Or they might have just ran the clock. No, they got a couple first downs and ran it out. And we lose again. Where were the tweets? Where were the tweets of, man, it's year 7. Josh Allen's still getting fooled by blitzes? He's still getting fooled by the zero blitz? Still? Year 7. It was fire McDermott, though. Now you got a defense, right? This year, you're running the football. You're the best rushing team in the NFL. You're a top 3, top 4, whatever, scoring offense in the NFL. Average more rushing yards than anybody else. You're still like a top 15 passing team in the league, whatever. You're like middle of the road passing. The Bills are middle of the road in passing. Josh Allen's got like 13 passing touchdowns, like 7 rushing touchdowns. James Cook, very close to lead the league in rushing. We're efficient. Defense, is showing you, because the complaint with me too. One of my complaints, McDermott don't play these young guys. Keep rolling these old veterans out, they getting cooked. Well, I don't know who this Raul Jimenez is, but yeah, we'll discuss this later. Um, oh well, Raul, I think you're wrong. I think Josh Allen is 29 right now, 28, 29. Yeah, I think he's 29. I think Josh has at least 6 more years in him. At least, RJ. Yeah, I think he's got at least 6 years in him. I don't agree with that. He's got at least 6 more years in him. But I could be wrong. You could be right. Maybe he plays 4 more years and that's it. Uh, the window's closed. All right. All right. You've been hearing the window's closing for 3 years now. Window's not closing. And the reason why the window's not closing, we'll get to that in a second. Um, but now you have the defensive line that's getting to the quarterback, one of the best teams in the NFL with getting to the quarterback and only rushing 4. When we rush 5, we're really good at it as well. Now you have the coverage behind that pass rush to complement what he's doing, what we're doing up front. Now you have the complement of the guys in the back. They can run with whoever. They can match up athletically with whoever we go up against, and they can stay attached. They can stay connected. They can stay in phase. Who's calling the defense? Since the second half of that Atlanta game, Sean McDermott. How's that defense looked over the last 2.5 games? Because we held Atlanta to 3 points in the second half. Still couldn't win, but held them to 3 points. We gave up 9 points to the Carolina Panthers. It's a total of 12 points in 6 quarters. 2 points a quarter. You gave 21 to the Chiefs. We were told this was the best Chiefs offense ever, or at least since 2020, 2019. The best Chiefs offense. Weapons all everywhere. Rashee Rice, Hollywood Brown, Xavier Worthy, Travis Kelce. We getting our guy back. We getting our guy back. Jalen Royals. You forgot we had him? Taquan Thornton, Juju, Smith Schuster. We got the young boy. We got Bashard Smith. He fast. We can get the ball to him in space. When Pacheco get back, he's a hard runner to tackle. Kareem Hunt, short yard specialist. Still got Travis Kelce, Noah Gray, Andy Reid, Hope Mahomes. We got everybody. We got everything. How are the Bills going to defend that? You seen it? You seen it Sunday? Switching up coverages. Third down on first drive, it might be cover 2. It might be cover 2 man. Third down, second drive, they might be running cover 6. Third down, fourth drive, they may be running half. They might be running cover 4 on one side, cover 2 man on the other. All of it looks the same until he snaps the football. It all looks the same. He may give him a cover 2 look, roll down into a cover 3. And instead of the safety buzzing down, we might buzz down. We might buzz down with both safeties and bail the linebackers. There was a play where they sent Benford on a corner blitz and put Milano on Xavier Worthy. Who's expecting that? Who's expecting that? I'm not gonna say y'all. We praise Spagnola for those unconventional calls. We gotta do and sit on the sideline wearing red, white, wearing this red, white, and blue, doing the same thing with less talent most years. I think this year we got more talent than them on the defensive side. I think this year we got it. Most years it's with less talent. Now on my profile on Twitter, it says Whittle2K hashtag EGG. What EGG stands for? Everybody gotta go. Because I'm a Bills fan, not a McDermott fan. I'm not a Josh Allen fan. I'm not a James Cook fan. I like those guys. I love them because they play for the Bills. But if they stop playing for the Bills tomorrow and go play for the Jets or go play for the Raiders, they're the opposition now. That's how it goes. I love Diggs when he was here. I don't want a single good thing to happen to Diggs on the football field now. Nothing. I don't want him to touch 1,000 yards. He's not with us. EGG. Everybody got to go. AFC Championship is the floor for me. They got to get to a Super Bowl. But the last game ain't in Santa Clara for this team. Everybody got to go. But in order for us to get there and to have more cracks at it, if we don't, because whether we want them fired or not, we all know, especially if you live in the area, you know, based on what's happened with the Sabres, they're not firing McDermott. McDermott will have to miss the playoffs. Even then, still, I think he would get another year. He'd have a hot seat. You know what it would take? McDermott would have to get caught with a prostitute and a bag of coke in his car. That's it. That's how he gets fired. So if y'all ain't setting that up, this is our coach. This is our coach. It is what it is. But the way we continue to be good is by using draft picks to backfill the guys that we can't keep. David Edwards, Connor McGovern, Joey Bosa, Daquan Jones, AJ Epinesa, Matt Milano. I know y'all probably don't care, but Elijah Moore, Curtis Samuel, a lot of guys are not under contract next year that are playing major roles for us. You can't sign them all. Can't keep them all. We shouldn't keep them all. Honestly, we drafted Cedric Van Pan Granger in the 5th round a year ago. I don't know if he's played 10 NFL snaps yet as part of the offense. I don't know. I don't know. But he's a center, and if we don't keep McGovern, that's your center next year. Cedric Van Pran Granger's your center. That's how this works. That's why you don't trade draft picks away for guys who might be better than the guys we have on the team, but do the same thing. She's a better player. He does the same thing as Curtis Samuel. Runs fast, catches the football most of the time, and doesn't stay healthy. It's the same thing. They do the same thing. You want additions to the team. You want your offseason moves to bolster this. You want some player additions to bolster this team. I got you. Joshua Palmer is a man beater. He's hurt right now. He's coming back, practicing in a limited. He's limited at practice this week. That means he's like a week or two out. Tops. Probably will play next week. We don't have a deep threat. Got you. Don't worry about it. Y'all know who number 13 is? Gabe Davis. Yep. That's your deep threat. He's going to be back. He was practicing in a limited fashion last week. They shut him down a little bit because he had some knee inflammation in his knee. Those are your additions. You don't have to like it. It is what it is. The team has $3.5 million in cap space. Who are they going to get? When I just ran down all the guys that they're already paying. Who are they going to get? You want guys on defense? We lost Michael Hoyt. It sucks. It does. How do we replace that? I don't think you can replace it. But I know we got Javon Solomon who's giving us good reps. I know this opens up an opportunity on passing downs for Gregory Rousseau, for Group, to reduce down from the 5 to the 3. And then AJ Epinesa can get on the edge opposite of Joey Bosa. I know we can do that. I know Landon Jackson got to get some snaps. Drafted that boy in the 3rd round. That's a day 2 pick. You ain't ready? You better get ready. It's called OJT, on the job training. Get ready. You get in the jersey. And you're going to play. And you'll make mistakes because that's what young players do. But eventually, hopefully, the light comes on. And you become a contributor. And if the light doesn't come on, you become a cap casualty. Because we're going to cut you or trade you. That's it. You want a linebacker? Cool. Shaq Thompson. He about to come off the injury report soon. He'll be back. He's played good football for us. You need another one? They got Bale Spector on the practice squad. You don't like that? What you got? Need defensive tackle help? No problem. TJ Sanders and Daquan Jones will be back on the field before you know it. In the meantime, we got a young guy that went to the University of Alabama by the name of Fidarian Mathis. He was a day 2 pick. Didn't work out in Cleveland. Played good snap for Buffalo this past week against the Chiefs. He's a very good pass rusher. 6'4", 310 pounds, 315, 320, whatever it is. Athletic, strong. You don't suck at football and go to the University of Alabama and play and get drafted in the 2nd or 3rd round of the NFL. Like you're not a terrible player if that happens. There's talent there. It's not like he went to Fresno State, had a great year and then reverted back to being a pumpkin after he got overdrafted. That's not him. They don't bring bums in there. Sonny Williams went there. Ron Payne went there. That's some real dogs that went to the University of Alabama. Real dogs. He one of them ones. We gonna get every piece of whatever he got we gonna get it. But the Bills are gonna get that from him. Why? Because we're getting it from everybody else. Why are we getting it from everybody else? Because Ryan Nielsen was brought in to help this defensive line. Remember we talked about this in the offseason? If you was in here and you was listening to us talk about the Bills' upcoming season and the coaching additions and why we were excited, why I was excited about the defensive line potential was because Ryan Nielsen was brought in. It worked. Like, it's good. Like that was a good move. It's paying off. That's where we at. So Bills Mafia, please. You starting to sound like the Ravens fans that y'all talk about, that I talk about. Y'all know I go after the Raven fans when the opportunity presents itself. I will go after the Raven fans. But they want perfect everything for Lamar. Best receiving core, best tight end, best offensive line, best defense, the best kicker. They want everything perfect for Lamar. What you paying him 55 million? What you paying him 60 million for if everything's got to be perfect? I'll just go get another quarterback and pay him 40 and get better players someplace else. Yeah, man. I mean, come on, guys. Like this is where I'm at. And I'm about to shut it down because it's 11 o'clock. Um, you can't tell me in one breath that we got the best quarterback in football. Josh Allen is one of them ones. Josh Allen is great. He's doing what these other guys are doing with less. Can't tell me that. And then say he doesn't trust the receivers. The receivers aren't good enough. Because the receiving core now is better than the receiving core was last year. And last year was his best, most efficient season playing the quarterback position in every way. EPA per play, deep ball accuracy, EPA per play on deep passes. That's all last year with the wide receiver core that everybody said sucked. So we add better players this year to the wide receiver core that we had last year. And guys are hurt right now, and we're not airing the ball out because why? You can just put 3 tight ends on the field, hand the ball off to James Cook, and preserve the quarterback y'all swear y'all love. Not expose him to hits, not expose him to uh having to be Superman for an entire game. Why he can't chill? Why can't we like y'all want to save Joey Bosa for the playoffs? You want to save Ed Oliver and Milano for the playoffs? Let's save Josh Allen for the playoffs if we can. I'd love for Josh Allen to be able to chill, sleepwalk his way to 3,800 yards passing, 31, 32 passing touchdowns, 11 rushing touchdowns. I'd love for him to sleepwalk his way to that. Sure. Throw 5-yard drag routes and get 1,000,000 yards in rack and put up great numbers and take no hits. Very few hits. Why not? Because when the rubber meets the road and the offense that we built has been built by Joe Brady to support Clark Kent. Once that offense gets to the playoffs and we're playing against better teams who can put up more points and play better defense than what we're seeing on a consistent week-to-week basis in a 17-game season, need him to go into the booth and come out as Superman at some point in the playoffs. I don't need him to be I don't want him to be Superman throughout the whole year. It's wear and tear on the body. I don't want to have to open up the playbook and give these guys in Kansas City and Pittsburgh and the Chargers and the Colts. I don't want to give those guys opportunities to pick apart the plays that we've been working on all summer. I don't want to do that. Why should we have to break out plays that we can use against good teams when the games really count? Against the Saints. The touchdown pass to Kincaid, the fake screen, lob to Kincaid down the sideline. It's a great play. It's a great play. He was wide open. Nobody fell. Nobody. It was designed to create a coverage bust. It did that. We scored an easy touchdown. You want to give that away in October? But I'm worried about January football. What are we doing? What do you want? Like Bills fans, what do you want? Like ask yourself really, what do you want? And don't tell me that we don't have a deep threat that threatens the defense. The defense is threatened already. They already are playing safeties back. Too high safeties are already playing back. They're already threatened without wide receivers. And we're scoring 30 points. So what you want to score? 33? That's where we at. We're at the point now where Brandon Bean sucks at his job because he didn't get a 6 foot, 180 pound receiver that runs a 4.3. Word, son. Word. That's what we on. A guy that's never sniffed 1,000 yards. That's what we on. I actually know. Let me not say that because I don't know if she touched 1,000 yards. But I got this. I got my phone. I'm gonna pull it up. Rashid Shaheed. He was the Mount Carmel. He one of the ones. I didn't even know he was 6 feet 180. 6 feet tall, 180 pounds. He's 27 years old. Let's see. His best season, 46 catches, 75 targets, 719 yards, and 5 touchdowns. That's what y'all crying for? That's what y'all crying about? I was happy to ship Diggs to the Houston Texans when we got a second round pick, and y'all tripping about a guy that had 46 catches for 719 yards and 5 touchdowns. Did he have rushing yards? Yeah, he had some rushing yards. 37. Hey, I don't get out of here with that, man. Come on, bro. What difference maker was there? Listen, I'm tripping about Brandon Bean. Brandon Bean been trying since before the draft. He's been trying since the summer to get Trey Hendrickson in here. Had a deal in place for trade. When the Bengals told Trey Hendrickson to go find a trade partner, he found one. Brandon Bean. 3 years, $97 million, 2 years guaranteed. Trades in place. The Bengals said no. They want a first round pick for him, not a 2. Brandon Bean was going to give them a second round pick and pay this dude. Y'all want Rashid Shaheed. I want him to go get Chris Olave, who's had 5 concussions in college and the NFL. Man ain't even get to his second contract yet. Had a concussion so bad 2 years ago that it knocked him out for the rest of the year. In November, he missed he missed from November 4th until next season. He was out with a concussion. If he trade for him and he brings him in, and we spend a first round pick and a fourth, and that man gets a concussion and is out for the season, y'all gonna do the same thing y'all did when Von Miller got hurt. That was a bad contract. That was a bad move by Bean. Why do it? We playing math like this is a math game, guys. We run the football when the box count says run the football. And the box count says run the football because safeties are sitting in too high. So That's it. So y'all got to figure out what y'all want. Stop crying about these receivers that ain't done nothing. Stop crying about it. And he didn't did nothing. He wouldn't even come here and get that. He wouldn't even come here and get 75 targets. He would not get 75 targets. We're not taking Shakir off the field for him. And he's not getting more touches than Dalton Kincaid. He's not. There's only so many reps. There's only so many targets available. Kincaid's getting his. Shakir's getting his. Palmer's getting paid. He's going to get his. Keon was taken in the second round. He's going to get some targets. And we're going to run the football. James Cook and Ty Johnson and Ray Davis are going to get some targets as well in the passing game. Dawson Knox will get some targets. Jackson Hall is going to get some targets. What y'all thought he was going to come in here and do? Come on, guys. That's all I got, man. I appreciate everybody that stuck in all of this time. Listen to me rant. Bills Mafia, we got to do better. This is my opinion. You don't have to agree with me. That's fine. We still family. Mafia means family, and I truly mean that. I don't have to get along with all of y'all. I don't even gotta like all of y'all. But you still Bills fans, and we want the same thing. We want the Bills to win a Super Bowl. We may differ about how it gets done. I know I watched Bills try to outscore the Chiefs every year since 2020, and it ain't worked yet. Why are we gonna keep doing it? I watched this team play the Chiefs on Sunday and punch them in the mouth, physically overpower them for 60 minutes. I've never seen the Bills try that before. Never seen it. I've never seen Mahomes look that bad before. That's different. We need a little different because the status quo ain't been working. Appreciate y'all again. We'll do this again next week. I would talk about the Miami Dolphins, but they suck. The Bills should go in there and beat them by 40 points if they want. The Bills should go in there and beat them by 40 if they want. 100%. There is no Tyreek Hill there. I'm not sure if Darren Waller's playing or not. Chop Robinson has been in and out of lineup because he's hurt. Fired their GM. They traded Jalen Phillips, who was a pain in the neck. Minka Fitzpatrick is happy there, but their corner situation is crazy. We should beat them. Tua leads the league in interceptions. He's got 11 interceptions right now. Him and Geno Smith have 11 interceptions. They're terrible. Russell Douglas is hurt. So thank you, Kevin. Their best corner, he's out. We should beat them by 1,000,000,000 points. I'm not, no disrespect. It says what it is. They're not a good football team. We should smoke them. That's my preview for the Dolphins game. Bills at Dolphins. The Bills are 14-2 against the Dolphins with Josh Allen at the quarterback. You should be 15-2 because they stink. They fired their GM. I don't know what the heck they're doing down there. I don't know why they didn't trade more pieces. I don't know. But they stink. And we should go down there and beat them. That's it. Other games that mean something, Tampa Bay is playing New England. If Tampa Bay can take care of business and we punch on Miami the way we should, we lead the division again. And they'll never get it back after that. They'll never get it back. That's it. Appreciate y'all, man. This is Do Champions. Do Champions. Appreciate y'all, man. Bringing the Coast to Coast podcast every week, Wednesday, 9 p.m. Whittle and Beyond. Left me out to dry. That's why the Knicks are terrible. That's my guy. We'll figure out what's going on, and we'll be back next week, man. Go Bills. We don't gotta agree, man, but we still gotta love each other, and we still gotta support this team, man. I hope to see all of y'all at some point, at some game, at a parade or something, eating chicken wings from a file cabinet, 60 Fake Street in Orchard Park. I hope to see every one of y'all at some point. I appreciate y'all tuning in. Appreciate the love. Everybody that taps in, I appreciate it. Um, yeah, man, like and subscribe on YouTube. Follow us at Do Champions on Twitter, on Instagram, on TikTok, on Facebook, all that. And coast to coast, we're on X as well. We're on Twitter, we're on Instagram, we're on Facebook. Follow us on all of those. And yeah, man, go Bills. Appreciate everybody. We'll shut this down. I gotta go to bed. Good night, everybody. Go Bills.